Hi everyone, I'm Brittany Folkers and welcome to The Good Stuff. Photojournalist John Goodwin has more on their free service.
Rising seniors Isha Puri, Pranav Ramesh, and Luke Clifton are tiptoeing into a new school year, cautious after the way last year ended.
It just happened really, really quickly, but I'm glad that we're able to connect with people now because it was super hard to do that on the last day.
The trio met in middle school and now all go to South Salem High. When remote education became the norm in the spring, it was a definite learning curve.
Like the three of us were struggling with school and kind of like struggling with adapting to the new platform of online learning that there might be other kids who need help.
As they got familiar with the online format, school events that they were used to began to get canceled, which led to a lot more free time. So they decided the next step was to put themselves in the shoes of younger students and walk them through their assignments.
What we did was first, obviously, we created the website so that we'd have a platform to redirect students and volunteers to. We contacted all like the principals in the school district for K through 12. And then we just told them about what we're doing, and so they sent their students to us.
It's called Connect Oregon Students, and it started as a free online tutoring and peer support service for students in Salem-Keizer schools. In the last week, they've gone statewide.
It doesn't matter what school district you're in, where you're at in Oregon.
For elementary students, we don't necessarily have to teach them a super hard subject like algebra or something. Like if their parents won't, we can just go through like some reading strategies.
Just seeing like how willing they are to stay connected with school has been great. They all have like a really great work ethic and they all really want to learn.
Right now, they have about 75 kids enrolled with 15 volunteer tutors on board, and they could always use more.
Our target for that group would, of course, be maybe some upperclassmen, some juniors and seniors in high school.
These three have some pretty big dreams after graduation, but right now their focus is connecting with younger students so someday they can chase theirs.
Honestly, we just like giving back to our community.
And everybody adapts to things differently, so it's totally okay if you're having some troubles, and that's why we're here to help you.
A lot of these kids don't have recess and don't have time to hang out with friends. So just make sure you're carving out some time to kind of enjoy life as much as possible right now.
That's such good advice. I just love when we see young people that are so community focused, so community minded. I can't wait to see what they do after graduation. Now, these teens tell us that they do hope to offer this service until they graduate next June. What amazing kids. Well, now let's head to Ridgefield, Washington. The Ridgefield Family Resource Center is spreading some joy in a simple way, through snack bags. The Resource Center had to close its communal snack cupboard because of safety concerns. Staff started putting together snack bags with positive and inspirational messages. The Resource Center helps local students and families, and we want to thank Carolyn Enos for letting us know about this awesome story. Great work, Ridgefield. Well, it's been a rough year for students, and especially seniors who need some extra support, right? Well, Christine Pitawanich spoke with a soon-to-be graduate who gets his inspiration from his newborn son.
I just finished my senior year.
Wow, how does that feel?
Yeah, pretty good.
But the path to graduation wasn't easy for Ramon Medina.
It was freshman and sophomore year when I really didn't show interest in school that much.
He says the consequences came during his senior year at North Salem High, when he had to take all his regular courses plus the ones he had to make up from prior years. Then COVID-19 hit.
I was like, now what am I going to do? I feel like I'm not going to graduate.
He needed to take summer school to finish the one math class he needed to graduate. But it wasn't easy, juggling his fast food job, family, and school.
I have a baby boy and, I have to, obviously have money to support him and to buy his stuff. His name is Adrian and he's 4 months. I just thought about it and I was like, I don't want to be flipping patties all the time. I was like, Mom, Dad, I just got to do it.
So he started reviewing to take the online math test he needed.
All of a sudden, my teacher stops me and he was like, you graduated. He was like, you're done. I was like, and I just stood and I dropped my pencil. I was like, really? I was like, that's it.
Now he's on track to graduate on Thursday.
I'm better than what I think I am. I don't want to look like a flunk in the future with my kid and stuff. And I really one day that I want to graduate and hold my diploma along with my wife holding hers.
His girlfriend, who he calls his wife, along with their son, his main motivations.
one day that my son grows up and he feels like he fails at school, I want to grab him by the hand and show him a picture where he's getting held as a baby with me and my girlfriend with a diploma. And I'm like, look, if me and your mom could do it, then so can you.
Wow, that is so inspirational, and what a little cutie he is. Their son is so cute. Now, Medina tells us he's already figuring out classes at Chemeketa Community College, and he wants to become a firefighter paramedic, and that is just awesome. Way to go. Love that story. Well, check this out. He's the reigning Jeopardy teen tournament champion. Now, he's using his smarts to help COVID-19 patients.
From the very beginning, the goal of LifeMech was simple. We all just wanted to save lives.
He helped design a ventilator system to treat COVID-19 patients all around the world. We're going to hear more from him coming up next. Welcome back. There's a new program to help agricultural workers here in Oregon quarantining to slow the spread of COVID-19. Thanks to the Oregon Worker Quarantine Relief Fund, they're now eligible to get up to 2 weeks of financial relief. The Oregon Worker Relief Coalition says most agricultural workers don't have benefits and can't afford to take time off if they were exposed to coronavirus. The coalition says it's a step forward to help these essential workers.
Collectively as a state, we need these workers to get through this safe, for us to also recover as a state.
Now, workers have to apply through community-based organizations, and we have details about that process for you at kgw.com. Well, a group of doctors and engineers, many from Oregon, have designed a low-cost ventilator to treat COVID-19 patients all around the world. Catherine Cook explains how a Portland teen played a big role in the project.
Volunteering from home to save lives. Since April, more than 180 doctors, engineers, and innovators, many from Oregon, have been working together remotely. Their goal? To design a low-cost ventilator to treat COVID-19 patients around the world. And they did it. It's called the LifeMech Adapted Ventilator System. On Friday, they received emergency use authorization approval from the Food and Drug Administration.
So we're super grateful to everyone on the team who worked with the FDA and all the FDA reviewers for allowing us to bring this product to people who need it.
Avi Gupta helped design the ventilator's user interface. At 18 years old, the Portland native is the youngest volunteer on the LifeMech team. He's also the reigning Jeopardy teen tournament champion.
From the very beginning, the goal of LifeMech was simple. We all just wanted to save lives.
And to do so affordably. Hospital-grade ventilators can cost tens of thousands of dollars. The LifeMech AVS costs around $400 to make. And its design plans are all open source, meaning anyone who has the need and ability to make one can.
The original prototype, which is fully functional, was made in our garages. So it's truly something that can be deployed worldwide in an effective manner.
I wanted something that I would feel comfortable putting in a patient in an emergency.
Cardiologist and LifeMech CEO Dr. Saurabh Gupta spoke with us in May when the nonprofit was getting off the ground. They raised nearly $25,000 to fund their effort. Now, with FDA approval, they'll partner with organizations to get the ventilators into developing countries like Zambia, Nigeria, and Bangladesh.
And ultimately, that's a benefit to patients and will save lives because we're getting these devices in the hands of doctors who can use them and people who can need them.
So cool, and at such a young age, he's so accomplished. It's just amazing. Now, the LifeMech team is already working on a second version of their ventilator system, hoping to improve on this first one. Pretty impressive. Well, hey, the Portland Marathon will look different this year, but runners can still hit the pavement, sort of. We'll tell you about the creative alternatives that'll keep the race alive. Welcome back, everyone. The Portland Marathon, well, it won't happen this year in person, but as our resident runner Chris McGinnis shows us, there's still a unique racing opportunity after all.
When the COVID-19 pandemic hit and road races across the globe were canceling left and right, organizers of the Portland Marathon decided to get creative, and they came up with this, OEO.
But this is the only race of its kind where there's an actual certified and measured course that is in place, fixed in place, and has timing equipment built at different points along the course to capture the runners, make sure that the race is being ran correctly and on the certified course.
You sign up, you download an app,
and delivered to you as a box with your shirt, nutrition pack, and importantly, your race bib with timing chip. You show up on the day you want to run, take a selfie at the start, and follow the course. Race director Jared Rutinsky says they're offering this to everyone, including those that have already signed up for the Portland Marathon. They have until August 15th to decide on 3 options. Run Portland OEO, take a deferment to 2021-2022, or run a virtual race.
We have ran several already and, really embraced it. It's a lot of fun, but it is missing something. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing how this adds that all back in.
Nicholas Bronson says he signed up for the Portland Marathon in January and just took the OEO option. He plans to run on the original race day in October. The course is set to open on September 1st and will remain open indefinitely. Don't like your time? You can come back and do it again.
What a cool option for all of those runners out there who are really missing out on those races and a lot of those qualifying races too. And here's a fun fact. Did you know the first Portland Marathon was held back in 1972? I didn't. The more you know. Well, you'll find much more information at portlandmarathon.com. Hey, let's travel to Central Oregon, where a scout is giving back to the community. Martha Schwartz volunteered her time to improve a meditation trail for the Catholic Church in Powell Butte near Redmond. It's at a retreat that's open to the public. All 5 of Martha's older brothers were Eagle Scouts, but now she hopes it's her turn.
I think it's absolutely amazing that younger girls that were siblings or looked up to people who were Boy Scouts finally get to be involved in the program and go on these amazing camping trips and be involved in this amazing program.
Man, and being an Eagle Scout is such an accomplishment, so hopefully she is on that path to greatness. Now, if Martha's application is accepted, she'll actually be among the first generation of female Eagle Scouts. You go, girl. Well, there's more good stuff ahead. A 7-year-old girl finds a cure for loneliness brought on by social distancing.
I'm going to be honest, I did not anticipate a 7-year-old and a 70-some-year-old having so much in common.
When we come back, we're going to share the unlikely friendship that has blossomed during this pandemic. But first, photojournalist Steve Redlin shows us the beauty south of Canby. Welcome back to The Good Stuff. Well, the pandemic has made it tough to connect with others, but despite the odds, a girl in Minneapolis has made a new friend. Joe Fryer has the story of the pandemic pen pals.
Like so many kids her age, 7-year-old Addie Fenster is separated from her friends.
I miss them a lot.
Like so many seniors his age, 73-year-old Gary Melquist is lonely too.
I love to go to Twins games.
2 strangers.
Hi, Gary.
Now pals by pen.
I love ice cream.
It's gone so much further than I thought it would.
The unlikely duo, one of 24 pandemic pen pal pairs, matched up by Augustana Care, Minneapolis, where Gary is a resident.
It kind of helps with the more solitude life we have now. And I bring some joy to her and she does to me.
He draws a lot of pictures of the sea.
They exchange more than words,
And this is a little deer, and it's really pretty.
with each turning their walls into mini museums.
She's only 7 years old. She did that.
Showcasing the artwork of a newfound friend.
I'm going to be honest, I did not anticipate a 7-year-old and a 70-some-year-old having so much in common.
Common ground found in handwritten letters.
You are a nice friend, too.
Reminding Addie and Gary they're far from alone.
Your friend with love. Thank you again, Gary.
Oh, that is just the sweetest story. But okay, we're going to end the show tonight and taking you a little bit behind the scenes at KGW to recognize one of the station's longest serving employees. Dave Angier is retiring after, get this, almost 40 years here. You likely won't recognize the name or the face, but you will know his work and have definitely appreciated for it. For most of those 4 decades, Dave set up anything that we'd cover live. Those are things like elections, breaking news, big events. The gigantic cone there is a nod to his real attention to safety. Now, Dave would drive a huge live truck to a site and then masterfully figure out how to safely transmit a signal. No easy feat. Here you can see him setting up for a Vancouver fireworks show back in 2001. Oftentimes, to get the proper signal, he'd have to string cable for blocks or up several flights of stairs. And even in doing all of that, he'd have kind words for those on the scene, the dignitaries, reporters, and not only that, all the viewers who would stop to ask what he was doing. About 6 years ago, with the change in technology, Dave became a full-time photographer. And once again, he brought his signature passion and kindness to the job. Our entire staff appreciates Dave as a true professional and friend.
I don't know if I've ever worked with anybody in my career that has so much passion for simply doing their job and doing it well. As the old saying goes, truly a professional's professional.
I think of our big Fort Vancouver fireworks show every year when we had Camp KGW. Remember that? It was all hands on deck, but you were the magician who made us shine.
You're a great guy, man, and I wish you the best. Whatever comes your way, you've got a whole world of friends out there, and you've touched a lot of people in your career, so thanks, Dave.
We gave Dave this gold cone and plaque this morning. He's a guy deserving of a huge send-off, but like so many celebrations these days, we had to settle for a Zoom call. Amazing to think his first day of work was back in 1981. A big congrats to Dave on a remarkable career. He's just an amazing guy. That does it for us. Thanks for sharing all your good stuff.